Welcome back. The bench this evening hosts former Harambee Stars head coach Jacob Ghost Mulee, the former vice president of the Federation Sam Sholei, and former national team player Boniface Ambani. And talking about the Chan exploits of the Harambee Stars, will be playing their last home game match in Group A against the Chipolo Polo of Zambia on Sunday. And there are concerns on the part of the Confederation of African Football over the conduct of Kenyan fans. And we have talked about that. And we still do. Coach is coming to you. Ideally, when we talk about the aspect of the Federation coming, because you have raised other fundamental issues. But first, let's begin with the youth development program. Why have we never taken off regarding where Bob Munro had founded, the ideas that he had?
We have never taken off because most of the officials who are coming to football, they don't love football. They love football money. And I'll tell you for free, because I've worked in the Federation under 5 presidents. It is just now that the new office with Francis Kimanzi as the technical director, he's right now attending a FIFA course in Tanzania, that we are going to create something called a curriculum. Football is big. Football is like just education, all right? And I had an opportunity in 2009. I was attached to Stade Rennes in France. Asamoah Gyan was playing there. So I drove all the way to Nantes, and I went to ask why Dennis, he's a top player for Kenya, Harambee Stars, but in Nantes, maybe they bring him in the second half. And the coach answered me, football education. What is football education? We start too late. There is talent, but there is development of talent. Right now, we're discussing with Kimanzi at a very broad-based. A player in Garissa who is maybe 6 years should have the same training like a player in Mombasa, in Kisumu, wherever. So that is a curriculum that we are trying to bring back to primary school so that the kids start developing early. Because we have the talent, but the talent that is not developed is like rough diamond. But when we have the curriculum, and we're going to work with the Ministry of Education to try to put that in place so that by the time a player is 13 years, already he has gone through the development process. And I tell you, the last players that were trained by Zigor, that is the 1980-83 under Marshal Mulwa, that was the last development plan that was there. So since then, we've never taken off. So we need a curriculum for the whole country so that when we are doing maybe the under 15, we already know that the best fullback is in Garissa, the best striker is in Mombasa or Kitale. Then there is this Kenya Secondary School Sports Association, like the one which was held in Kakamega the other day. We have to accept there's some region which produce most football players. Now, look at those Kenya Secondary School sports games. We have team like Musingu. St. Anthony was not there.
The Green Commandos.
They produce bulk of the players. Now, we will have a discussion with Kenya Secondary School. For instance, a team from Northeastern, without prejudice, were beaten 9-1. Okay? Now, we're thinking like, let us give the teams, the schools that produce the best players, more opportunity. All right? There is a game that was played 4 times in Western to get a champion. But since they produce most of the players, we give it like a Champions League. We give them more slots. Team from Northeastern, maybe we have a combined team of the schools there to come in so that we don't lose opportunity for good players. I mean, I was surprised. St. Anthony produces a lot of good players, but they were not in the Kenya Secondary School Sports Association just because they have the same slot like other regions that don't produce good footballers. For example, if I give you an example of athletics, we know most of our athletes where they come from, Rift Valley. But if we are going to do, maybe we say, even we are going to get athletes from different regions, it's not possible because it's natural that they are produced from there. So we need to have a reverse thinking, and I'm happy that the new federation, in terms of technical, they are speaking that. They want to clean up all that so that they come up with the right structures.
Yeah, and Sam, how much has cronyism, favoritism, and backroom deals held back Kenya's progress in talent searching?
Yeah, I mean, Kenya, you know, corruption is a lifestyle, yeah? So, I mean, everyone wants his player to play, whether they are good or not, and it has happened for quite a long time. Let me just go back to we served together with Ambani in the last Talanta Hela technical committee under the previous CS Ababna Mwamba, and you can see the fruits of Ababu's ideas. You know, we have a player that has already been signed in Italy.
Spain.
Spain, sorry.
Spain.
Yeah, Spain. Arin Kibet.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you go back to the history of the plans that we had in place, you can see the crop of players that we developed from the grassroots. They are actually now playing in the bigger leagues. Like Ghost said, if we want our to get good players from the grassroots, then we need to start working with the primary schools and secondary schools. And it's quite unfortunate that the previous federation, and I'm hoping Hussein is watching and is also planning to start working with KSSA, Kenya Secondary School Sports Association, because that is where the talents lie. And these people have been neglected. In the last competition, forget about this year, I was in Kakamega for a whole week, and none of the federation officials was actually there. Even when the team St. Anthony won, none of the federation's officials went there, to hand over the trophies. So there's a call that we need to go back to the secondary schools. We start with the primary schools and then secondary schools. From there, then it becomes cheaper for the federation because the federation does not have enough money to build the academies all over the country. That is the only way that we can get good players.
Yeah. How much of what FIFA pays goes into this development of the academies?
It's not enough. Yeah. It's not enough. From outside, you might think that it's a lot, but again, the little that we get, again, we take home. Yeah. That's the problem.
And again, also lack of maybe training facilities in this country has actually hindered the development of sports in this country as general. I'm looking at it on the general view of it. I'm not just looking at the football alone when it comes to sports in this country. So lack of proper training facilities has actually hindered us from developing our talents. I've been lucky to have moved around the world for quite some time. I was in China, I was in Vietnam, I was wherever. I've just been all over, and I've been seeing the facilities those guys have, and then you start wondering, hey, how is this? Like I was in China. China, they have 5 sporting facilities of football for their national team only. And the 5 facilities are spread all over China. So when their national team, when they call their national team, the players just told, we are going to Eastern China, and then they fly to Eastern China. I went to one of the facilities, was awesome, my friend. Yeah. So you're looking at this. This is a facility. It has more than 10, 15 training pitches, and also starting with hostels, hostels that can accommodate almost 12, 15 teams. Yeah? So you try to imagine, that's one facility only. What about the others? So when you come back home, it's a big problem. Any slight small land that's somewhere that you think you can develop it, guys grab it, and before long, 7-story houses coming from there, and then you're killing all those talents. Yeah, and like recently, guys were fighting from. They were fighting for that land.
The parcel of land.
Parcel of land, Babadogo.
Yeah, Babadogo.
Yeah, Babadogo.
Yeah. Yes.
That's where the likes of Austin came from. So when you close that and you give it to developers to develop, I don't know, whatever it is. Yeah. You know how many talents have you killed? So many talents have killed. So I think that's the most important thing. We need to go back again. Also, we as a country and start developing these facilities in all the 47 counties in this country. Yeah. So that at least now anybody who is, as Coach Ghost said, anybody who is in Garissa, who is in Wajir, who is in Mombasa, Lamu, is enjoying the same kind of development other states are getting. Yeah.
FIFA gives a lot of money to all federations in the world. The same kind of money, some billion, I think, in 4 years or something, and Kenya gets the same. But right now, the new federation has inherited a debt of around 600 million from the previous regime. Now, when Hussein Mohammed is trying to do, the new president is trying to make programs, you have debts like 600 million to pay. Now, that money, if the previous federation didn't have such debts, then that 600 million would be used in terms of development.
Exactly.
And FIFA is very willing to help every country. Look at Tanzania today. They have a very good technical center.
Yeah.
Everything is going to Tanzania. You remember when we played the Champions League of Africa,
Yeah.
Infantino was there, Arsene Wenger was there. And I was jealous. I was saying, hey, Tanzania, why they are hosting everybody? Because of transparency and accountability. I remember the Tanzania president previously that was charged and jailed for 7 years.
Yeah.
That changed the dimension of football in Tanzania.
The federation's president.
Yeah, he was jailed for 7 years.
Yeah.
And that is why now you see, like, for example, the league in Tanzania, the winner gets around 200 million. The league champion in Kenya,
1 million.
200 million Kenya shilling?
yes, more than that, all right? And football is business. Now, for example, I'm looking at the Kenya Premier League. The champion will get, I don't know the cash prize, maybe 5 million. You ask yourself, what kind of business is this? Because I've run a club. The budget of a club to run in the whole season could be the tune of 60 million. Now he's the president of FC Leopards. Police, who is going to represent Kenya in Champions League, one game, I will tell you, would cost around 15 million.
Exactly.
Home and away. Yeah. And you have won the league, you have been given 5 million, all right? That is a cash prize. So we have to start thinking, what kind of business are we doing in terms of football? Football is big business all over the world. It's only in Kenya that we have not taken off. And I believe that President Ruto, the way he has done it now, it should be a wake-up call for everybody with these stadiums that are coming in, and we need to pump in more money. And I'm asking private sector to come in because the president has shown the way.
Yeah. Do we even have a sponsor for the Kenya Premier League?
SportPesa came in the other day. Okay, at least now it's a beginning.
For the next season?
Yeah, at least there is something happening. Other corporates need to come. And I think they will come because they've seen what it means to have good football, good organization.
Yeah. And I mean, these are just but some of the accountability issues that were pointed out. And the previous federation procured an outside broadcasting van for the federation to use for local matches. And this was part of a fleet operated by the broadcast partner SuperSport. Before it closed shop, the van ended up sinking 1.25 million Kenya shillings and was just stationed at Kandanda House before it was repossessed, with the former president Nick Mwendo remaining mum about it. In March 2021, FIFA fined Kenya $1.3 million as part of the cost of arbitration procedure for Adel Amrouch's wrongful dismissal. In July, the Auditor General called to question payments made between April and November 2019, which included direct payments of $100,000 and $518,000 made to the national team and the technical staff during the Africa Cup of Nations. Another $1 million was flagged off as approved for disbursement to cater for accommodation and team allowances in light of the clauses of removal from the constitution of the federation. Clearly, we are looking at billions that are being misappropriated, is it?
We were locked out by FIFA because of all this mess. It is only the new federation that has been able now to talk to FIFA, and they are opening up because they see some kind of transparency and accountability. And they are seeing that Kenya now, FIFA is also surprised because they are used to Kenya doing things in a fishy way. But now they are seeing a new way, and I think it was just good that we have a new federation, that now FIFA is seeing that Kenya is trying to run football the right way. There's been, that mess has been bad. And that money is money denied from development for our youth, because that money should have been used in other things.
Yeah, because it's before I come to Sam, and having passed there, Ghost, at least you have something to show for the money that you are not paid. Well, I'm looking back at Bobby Williamson, who was hurriedly replaced by Stanley Okumbi, who had not coached or tested at the national level. Williamson's wrongful dismissal cost the federation $500,000, and this was after he was awarded by the courts. Adel Amrouch has also been unceremoniously sacked, awarded $37,000. This incident pointing to mismanagement as well. You have been there before. Is the federation a good employer?
Yes and no. Because when they sign contracts, they don't honor. most of the time. I'll tell you, when I qualified Kenya for 2004 Cup of Nations, in my press conference after the game, I said, I don't think I'm the right person to take Harambee Stars to Cup of Nations. Why? I had worked for 8 months without pay. And this is something I want to really thank my wife, Carol, because she held me. As a national coach, I couldn't come out and say I've not been paid. That time it was not like today that you can say everything. So 8 months, you have qualified the team, you don't have a salary. And I want to thank Mohamed Nyaoga. When he came in as a Harambee Stars management board, he came in and he said, he asked first one question. How much were you paying Fabish? They said this much. How much are you paying Ghost? It was half of what Fabish was being paid. And he said, are you paying personality or are you paying the title? From today henceforth, pay him the way he was paying Fabish. He qualified for the Cup of Nations. And that's how I was paid my money for 8 months. Yeah. So then, 2013, I was the technical director. That is the money now I'm going to be paid by the new federation. Yes. Because the previous federation, I was going to the office, they say, coaches, tutaku, ndo yako utapata lakini tutakusort. You know, the good thing with me, I never get annoyed because why should I get annoyed? This is just life and there is a circle. So
I doubt whether you given that you reconciliation of patternation.
Exactly. So we have some serious people. You know, football, I tell you something that even makes me crazy. Yeah. When you look at Kandanda House, where FKF is housed, it's an eyesore. You go to Zambia, home of football. You go to Tanzania, the federation. And I think Hussein Mohamed should change. That place is not a good place.
You're right.
You are driving in, you are thinking, which jungle am I going to?
Yeah,
it's an eyesore. True. We need to get serious with our football because really, you are going to the... If that building, I want to challenge you. Do you know where the federation office is?
No, I don't.
Drive there one time and then we can discuss again.
No, I second him. Yes. There's a day I was supposed to pick cards for that time was the technical director of Mara Sugar.
Yes.
So I was coming from Meru, so I was supposed to pick cards for my club. And then I was with my small boy, Nigel, and Madam, wife. So I drove in, and then when I was leaving, then my wife asked me, where is this? Then I told her, this Kandanda.
Federation.
Then my small boy, Nigel, what do you mean? Up at your federation?
No, it's a nice...
Then he was asking me, the boy was asking me, this is where Nick Mendo's offices are. Yes. Then he was like, surely.
Ayub, that place is so scary.
So scary.
So scary. If you watch some scary movies, those scary movies that,
It has to end.
Yes, and there's a question for you from Uncle Fred Obache Machoka.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll answer. You'll respond to that, certainly. And have we seen the end, coaches, beginning with you before we sample the feedback, of the backroom deals and the standoff at the federation?
I think we have seen, what I've seen in this short time that a new federation has come, I've seen some seriousness in the way they do things, and the committees that are being formed, they have professionals that want to work there. And I'm so happy because the new CEO, he was my player at Tusker. I called him into the national team. Now he's my boss. And I see when we speak, you can see the seriousness, the transparency, and accountability. He will tell you as it is. And that is what we are used to. Some of us were coming from private sector. Yeah. When you go to the federation previously, you are wondering, I mean, how do these people work? Because we have deadlines, we have reports to make, we have everything that happens in the private world. But when you go there, previously it was like running a kiosk, literally, I would say that. But today, at least there's some structures being put in place. Exactly. But having taken a debt like 600 million, you have to clear that so that you start working. I will tell you, today, in Ghana, we got stuck in Ghana in 2003, coming from Mauritania. A federation official, we were supposed to meet with them there because we were going to play Togo. Yeah. There was nobody to get us there. Then one Kenyan, Mr. Njeru, came and helped us. We still owe a hotel in Ghana, $5,000, Wangara Hotel.
2003?
Yes.
22 years ago?
Exactly. So that is the mess.
5,000 US dollars?
Yes.
That's roughly 650,000.
Exactly.
Right? About.
All right, but Ghana doesn't care about that. They stopped it.
Yeah.
And Cameroon, for example, when they came here, I've been a team guide for Cameroon, for Nigeria. Yeah. Cameroon, one time they came here, I think there was a problem, and they had paid some money to hire the stadium. They did not ask for a refund. They said, the next time Cameroon comes to train here, we'll use the same money. The national teams in top clubs, they are serious people, all right? But here, we have taken things lightly. But I believe that things are starting to change now. Yes.
And Bwana Shole, let's finish up with this. Chan was could be the litmus test, and there were delays in preparations. Deadlines were missed. And I'm sure in our case it was the generosity and the leniency of the Federation of African Football. But AFCON is on a bigger scale. I mean, it's going to be momentous. So how prepared should we be? What needs to change from the players' discipline, the fans' discipline, the preparations and everything? I think
a lot is going to change, because the competition that we are hosting right now is like a case study. So for us, I mean, we are picking a lot of mistakes that we are doing right now, and then given the period of time between the end of CHAN and AFCON, I think in between there's a lot that will be put in place to make sure that I mean, whatever we did, the mistakes that we did in the competition that is ongoing, does not happen again. And again, I know the president is also committed, because you know all eyes are in Kenya, on Kenya right now. I don't think these mistakes will be repeated again in the next competition. Yeah. Yes, Bonnie. On the same, what extra do we need to do? Is this a learning lesson on preparations, deadlines that must be met, given it's AFCON, the entire continent will be coming to Kenya, Uganda and Tanzania? This tournament was supposed to be held in February.
February, yes.
And we tried to twist the calf that we are ready. But the best thing is they stay put, and they told us, no, you have to do the right thing. So to me, I'm thinking they should do the same when it comes to AFCON, because we need to do our level best for us to host AFCON. Yeah? So, there's so much. If at all the federation, we can at least have a box that we can tick. We say, okay, fine, this we did well, this we didn't do it, this we didn't do it. So I think once we get that after CHAN, then we can be ready now to prepare for AFCON. Yeah. Those are how many years? Only 2
years.
2 years. 2 years.
Very short time.
It's a very short time. You might think it's long, but it's a very short time. So there's so much that has to be done. Fans control, transportation also to the stadium, also awareness, logistics, because I can also still blame the federation. You know, you get to the stadium, you don't even know, you just see the ticket. So many fans go slow, sir. Yeah. You're being told it's tire out.
Yeah. I don't think you need to blame the federation on that, Bonnie, because I'm in the LOC committee, and I'll tell you one thing for free. For us to do better in 2027, there are some things which need to be streamlined. I've been there, and I'm not afraid to say it, and I thank Murkomen for appointing me in that committee. We have a problem. In the LOC, who is being fined by CAF when there are mistakes made? Is the FKF, right?
Yes.
But they are not in charge of LOC. There are so many things that have to happen with procurement, with government. It's a wrong thing. FKF is responsible. CAF finds FKF. So FKF should be the custodians of the LOC. And they are supposed now to be blamed and to be fined. But right now, they have to go through the government procedure maybe to get funds to run the affair. That is one thing that needs to not to happen. Because I know there are some delays. There are some things which are not been happening well. And FKF gave a budget. So those things have been removed from the budget. When there's a crisis, now they bring them back. Because some people who don't understand football, they just brush aside some things from the budget. Now there's a crisis. They now are being told, hey, FKF told you this. You did not do it. Okay? There are many things that CAF has put regulation, and the Federation has put it to the LOC or to the government. But now, some people sit back and just cancel things. When there's a crisis is when now they return these things. So FKF has to be in charge of LOC so that they can be able to run their things well.
Okay. So those are the teething problems that I think we need to arrest them right now before we think about any other international competition around. Yeah.
At least this has been a learning curve.
Yeah.
Yes.
So let's sample the feedback. So this is what you are saying on Twitter, ex-formerly Twitter. Kenoka 1000 says, the Kenya shillings 10 million fine levied against the Football Kenya Federation is a direct result of their own actions. A little over a year ago, the Confederation of African Football conducted week-long high-level security training in Kenya. The training involved over 50 security personnel. Attendees included the FKF head of security, security officers from FKF Premier League clubs, and the heads of security from various organizations that manage FKF leagues and tournaments. However, the new FKF administration chose to sideline this entire team. Instead, they brought in new and trained individuals who had no prior experience in managing security for the Football Kenya Federation and football events. Next is Nyantika Chester, says the performances by the Harambee Stars is utterly remarkable. Well done and all the very best to the end of CHAN 2024. Which colleges teach courses on sports journalism, administration and referee-related courses? Kindly let your trio guests share the leads on my question. Sports journalism.
Sports journalism.
Should it be part of the curriculum?
Yes, there is sports journalism that should be part of the curriculum in what we are trying to do. Administration also is part of it, and referee related. All those courses are supposed to be handled by FKF.
Okay. Yes, Bonasam?
Yeah, I think we should have it as a curriculum, so that, I mean, there are so many people that would really want to come closer to the Federation to do such kind of, duties.
Mm-hmm. Okay, Sanixon Dugure says, Hongera sana Harambee Stars, keep up the spirit and stay focused. Remember, it says that if the wine tapper is praised, he puts water in the wine. Yani mgema akisifiwa, tembo hulitia maji. By the way, how much is the coach's reward? How Benny analipwa ngapi?
Sijui.
I think it's blanket.
I don't know. To be very sincere, I don't know. Yeah. If I knew, I would tell you clearly.
Yeah. But I remember, I don't know if it was just rumors or what. The package was 8 million. Was it?
I don't want to speculate on what I don't.
But okay, fine. To me, what I remember when you were signed, it was around 8 million. So I think it's the whole package here to come with this assistant coach.
Yeah. And all inclusive, yeah?
It's all inclusive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mvinyo Leo says, I respect Ghost Mule's decision and I think he has not yet solved the issue of ticketing. I think CHAN should have limited people buying more than 2 tickets. It's very disappointing for real fans who attend every game, but it's friendly or serious international games. We have a long way. These are some of the corrective measures that we talked about. Only one ranter says, money is literally everything. It makes the players mentally stable. When you have peace of mind, you can do magic. A big shout out to coaches Benny McCarthy. International levels, we can only go up. Kudos. Engineer Lazaro says, Harambee Stars' tactical maneuver seems to be working towards their advantage. Management, please start working for the strategy to minimize chances of getting red cards and motivate coach to build the team. Okelo Mwalimu says, our enthusiastic football fans have to prioritize the bigger goal of succeeding in the CHAN competition and avoid any indulgence that would jeopardize our chances of either winning or hosting future events. Compliance with all championship guidelines is of the essence. Continues to say, on the same breath, FKF and other relevant football agencies must install a seamless framework for the ticket sale by shortening bureaucratic hurdles and dismantling cartels that extort football lovers, making it nearly impossible for them to access the stadia. Again says, Harambee Stars tactical maneuver seems this. We had this one. Abel, we moved the. Yes. Yes, we also had this one. Dr. Kimutal says, Jacob Ghost Mulee, the only man who took us to the Africa Cup of Nations in 2004. This was before 2019 edition. And we played Algeria, the finalists, and who ended up winning it in the group stage?
We played Burkina Faso. Actually,
in 2019.
2014, 2004. Yeah. We had played four editions of the Cup of Nations, AFCON, and we had scored only 4 goals, 4 penalties. Yeah. So when I went there, we had 3 targets. Number 1, to win our first ever match, because we had never won. Okay. Number 2 was to score a goal in normal play, which we had never scored because we had scored 4 penalties. Yeah. And number 3 was to qualify for second round. So we scored our first ever goal. That was Titus Mlama. Kudos to him against Mali. Then we won our first ever game against Burkina. The last game we won 3-0, and that was the opening. So we just missed the target to go to the second round. Yes. Yeah.
And in 2019 we played in the same group.
2019 we played with
Algeria?
No, in 2019 we had Tanzania. That we beat 3-2. The second game that we won. And those players, I remember Victor Wanyama was the captain. They were not paid their bonus of 250,000 that they were promised to date.
At the time.
Yes.
So they can pick up with the president now.
By then you were the vice president, so you could pick up.
Wishing Team Kenya Harambee Stars all the very best, says Kiruthi John 91. Gentlemen, we have talked about a lot, and all of you are football lovers as Kenyans are, so your closing comments. So unaenda nayo cup nyumbani bado?
Hapana, hii naenda nayo. Yeah. Kama kuna mtu anataka kununua, anaweza niambia. Narudi nayo. It reminds me a lot of things.
A lot of things.
No, my closing comments, I think football and Chan and Harambee Stars has brought us together. Right now there's a good feeling for all Kenyans, and I want to also thank the new federation. I want to thank Benny McCarthy and the players for putting extra effort, and number 1, the president for giving such incentive. You can imagine, some of us, we have been here in this game for many years, but to get $1 million from one game, that has never happened. So I think it's a new wave, and let us pick this momentum to push it. When Kenya Police is playing their continental match, let us come and fill the stadium. When Nairobi United also is representing Kenya, let us go and give them the same kind of boost, and urging also the corporate world to come and join the forces so that we can make football what it is in other areas.
Yeah. This was the question from Uncle Fredo Bachimachoka.
Yes.
Please ask Ghost if he knows what we did with the 600 million that FKF owes. Is anyone in jail?
I know some people have been arrested in Kiambu and released. Yes. There is nobody. I've never seen a millionaire in Kenya being in jail for stealing money, so nobody has been jailed.
Yes, Bwana Sam.
Yeah. I think on behalf of former football players, we call ourselves legends, but I don't think we are legends. We are not legends because, I mean, you cannot put me together with JJ Masiga on one platform and then I call myself a legend. On behalf of former players, I think the president, I want to thank the president for what he's doing. It's amazing. It's amazing because I can imagine those kids, some of them left home without paying rent. Maybe, they didn't have enough money to pay rent. A lot of them are coming from maybe humble families. Yeah. And the little money that they've gotten, for me, it's a bit little. The little money that they are getting from winning these matches, it will go a long way in making sure that they improve the standards of their family. Forget about their first families, but their mothers and grandmothers and all that. It's an amazing thing, and I'm praying for them that they reach the finals. Because when I was listening to the president, that tukifika finals, we'll have a talk. For me, that's huge. It's very big because I'm looking at. President, I think 10 million, kitu kama hiyo, and adding again the amount of money that they've made before the finals, it will go a long way, and it's a good thing.
Thank you. Yes, Bonnie.
So much to be said, but on my side, there's one thing that we need to be very vigilant about. Transparency and accountability, and it should now start. It should also start from the club level. Yeah? So we should make our clubs better, for everybody. The transparency and accountability should start from the club level, and then it will trickle down. It just go up straight to the federation. So if we make our clubs better, if our players are paid good salaries, good money, this culture shock of going to the national team and maybe going to, and maybe that 1 million shilling is going to end. So we just need to make it better from the club levels, from that small club, wherever it is, to the top. And also, let's try to create more facilities for these boys so that by 2027, I think we'll be somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God willing, by the grace of God. Of course, that is the big tournament. Yes. And less worries about it because it's automatic qualification, since we are the hosts alongside Tanzania and Uganda. And much appreciation, gentlemen, for your input. It was very valuable. Jacob Gosmule, yes, you have
I have something for you.
Yeah.
I've been sent by my team from Kitengela. I have a team of tailors. I'm a tailor myself. Yeah. I'm a designer. And there's a T-shirt that I did just the other day. I call it Jamhuri jersey. It's not a Harambee Stars T-shirt, so that Kenyans would understand. It's a Kenyan T-shirt that you can use when you're going to watch your rugby. Jamhuri Day, you want to go to the stadium, that is for you, and this is for Jeff.
Much appreciated. So that's for my senior.
Yeah,
looks beautiful.
Wow.
And this is for you, Chairman.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's for Jeff. Yeah. So this is for you, Chairman.
So for this one, I'll hand over to my senior colleague in the profession, Jeff.
This was for Liech, so I think because he didn't come, I'll just have to leave it here. Yes. You can decide who to give it to.
Okay.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
So Monica is up there, my producer, so she can wear that for you on Sunday if she's going for the member colors.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, thank you so much, Ole.
So I know square final utaiva.
Yeah, God willing.
Yeah. So this is actually stitched from zero. Many people import from China. They say they're made in Kenya, but they're actually not made in Kenya. I stitch them from scratch.
From scratch.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we do sublimation. We stitch them, and then
very nice.
Yeah, and the quality is also good
quality.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing Kamba colors.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Asante sana.
Much appreciated. And who are the people who are telling you that they're bringing on their boys for the Harambee Stars?
In fact, I'm so shocked because even Masai Land would have started playing football. Wanauliza ati kama hii ngozi ya ng'ombe ndio wanachezea na ng'ombe inatoka kwetu. Si pia tucheze tupate 1 million.
Asante sana. Lovely discussion. Much appreciated. Jacob Gosmule, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
And you have the morning show tomorrow morning.
Yes.
So I will be here as well.
Thank you.
So many thanks. Asante sana. Moni, much appreciated. Many thanks.
Thank you.
And thanks to you too. All the support that the Harambee Stars need in their final Group A match against Chipolo Polo of Zambia is you. So let's turn up and cheer them on for their final match. There's no impossibility, as Eliud Kipchoge had said, and certainly it's our firm conviction that they are not limited in winning CHAN 2024. Thank you for watching The Bench, The Ball and The Footballers. Good night and God bless you.